Hello, everyone. This is WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, and you're listening to the Author's Corner Meet the Author. I am Cece Schatz, the doyen of relationship building. Welcome to my dining room. I've had to move out of my office because we're having some electrical glitches, but I wanted to make sure that I was on board here with you today. Today, we're supposed to have a wonderful guest here with us. We are going to have Kimberly Meredith. She was a medical intuitive, trance channeler, and a surgical hands-on healer and spiritual teacher. Unfortunately, she's not here with us yet. I'm not sure exactly what the problem is, but I believe that we are also in like a what do they call it, retrograde. And sometimes in retrograde things do happen, like electrical glitches and internet and all of those kind of things. So she might not be here with us today, but if she comes, well, I want you guys that wanted to share her information with you. She does have a great book out. You can get it right on Amazon. Just go into into Amazon and pull up her name, her information, Kimberly Meredith, and you'll find her book right there to be able to help. And then also here's her website. So we'll share that information with you. But let's move on to a little bit. I did a little research on the topic here today. And of course, we have our wonderful host, Janet M. Reynolds, on with Blue Feather. And she is on a bi-weekly type of show. She's been on vacation here. And so she'll be coming back, I believe, the week after next. Oh, let's see. We've got a call coming in. Let's see. Hello? Hello? Hi, Kimberly. Are you going to be able to make it with us? Oh. Oh. Yeah. Are you using Google Chrome? You have to use Google Chrome. Okay. Well, we're on live right now. So what I can do is maybe turn my speaker up if you want to talk a little bit. Okay, we can try that. Let's do that a little bit. All right, let's see. Yeah, hold on here. Let's see if we can. Okay. I'm on the page. Not connecting. Let's see if we can go. Yeah, we were just going to go ahead and do a little bit of, because I did a little research on it. And then we have Janet Reynolds, who's on our station. And she talks a great deal about, the four different, the four different intuitive skills. And so we were going to talk a little bit about that. And I know that you've got a tremendous amount of intuitive skills. Thank you. Yeah. So let's see. We're trying to bring her on. So we have on the phone here with us Meredith, and I'm going to put up her information here. I'm sorry, Kimberly Meredith. Kimberly Meredith. She's a medical intuitive trance channeler, a surgical hands-on healer, and a spiritual teacher. And so I'm going to bring you over here closer to my mic, and so maybe that will bring it down. Yeah. So yeah, that's okay. I was saying, aren't we in retrograde? I think. Are we in retrograde now? I'm not sure, but sometimes in retrograde, crazy stuff happens. So yeah, I'm trying to get yeah. So we'll not worry about it. Let's move on, and because our listeners are very forgiving, and so they're really interested in the information, and so they'll take it any way we can give it to them. So it's okay. So those of you that are out there watching, we're going to do an audio type of show with Kimberly. So just bear with us here. So Kimberly, tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got into doing what you're doing, with your intuitive background.
Sure. I was born with gifts at an early age. I was communicating with spirit. I had my eyes were usually blinking at a very young age, but I didn't really understand what was going on, and didn't start doing my mediumship, trance channeling, healing abilities till after in 2013 I had a near-death experience. Mm-hmm. And after that experience, I became a full-blown trance channeler.
Okay.
The experience, so it was a pretty profound, life-changing event. But I do believe I was born with these abilities, and then they fully awoken after the near-death experience.
Well, Kimberly, you know, the research that I've done and people that I have talked with, they all say that we all have some sort of intuitive skills. We all have something that's within us. It's like, you know, have you ever been, you know, deja vu, right? Have you ever been somewhere and you think, oh, I've been there before, or you know, something's happened and you thought, oh yeah, I thought that would happen. So we all have that, but we don't have that. We don't always have that awakening. Something that's happened within our lives, like with you, the accident kind of moved you to really bring your intuitive skills forward. So did you have to do any kind of further you know, learning and learning abilities and things like this to be able to help bring that, or did you find that all of a sudden there was like a knowing that it happened for you?
Well, when I was a kid, going back to when I was a baby, at 6 months old, my eyes were blinking and communicating with spirit. I have, if you met me now or see me in videos, I have a YouTube channel. You can watch me there to really channel the Holy Spirit. My eyes were always communicating and blinking. And I would see the paranormal lights around me and saw lots of things going on that were very unusual. I would write notes around the house to my grandmother. I had a very unusual relationship with my grandmother. We were overly bonded. And so basically, I always knew the difference between the energies of light and dark at a very young age, which brings us back to I've had multiple NDEs. The profound NDE, which was in 2013, where I lost my life and came back, my eyes spontaneously started to blink again. And in the blinking, I actually forgot over all the years about the blinking, because blinking had left when I was a child, came back again. And in the blinking, I didn't know at the time, when I was recovering from this horrible accident, that was me communicating with spirit again. Once I started to realize I was communicating with spirit through my eyes, it was profound. Because in the profoundness of the blinking with God, Holy Spirit, and the communicators of spirit and the archangels, then I was then gifted who I really was, which is I am a trance channel medium and healer.
Wow, that is really something.
Many people do have gifts beyond the gifts that they even have. So there's athletes, there's singers, there's mothers, there's many gifts that we have, we're born with, like you're saying. And then beyond that, there are gifts of being empaths. And when I meet people and they meet me, and I do the mediumship that I do, and they also receive the spirit of God through them, and they have a healing. Many people will say, I feel that I am also an empath, and I'll say, you are, absolutely. We all have the ability, like you said, to tap into the God frequency, I call it.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, and how, what a blessing it is. You know, it's not something to be fearful of, and I've learned over the years it's something to be thankful for. So so this is wonderful. So when you now you are you know, and you were, it says here, I had pulled up your information, I'll show it to the audience here. It says you're self-taught medical intuitive and a trance channeler. So tell us a little bit about this trance channeler that you do.
Yeah, so I'm a lot like an Edgar Cayce, where he would go in to translate his body down, and people could look up who Edgar was. He would lay himself down next to a body, go deep into trance, and then tell people what they had was wrong with them. So everything, whether they had pneumonia or a brain tumor or anything that was wrong with them. And with me, I'm always in trance. I'm like a walking trancer. So I don't turn it off. I don't turn it on. I'm always in it. So that's what sometimes people are like, your social skills are strange because I'm always in a trance. Yeah. So that's probably how I'm not getting on the internet today.
Yeah.
So,
could be. Yeah.
Basically, I love my work. I love being in this fifth dimensional energy. And so the energy is this trancing energy, but it's not that I don't know what's going on or the reality of the third dimension, because I do, but it's easy for me to just get into the trance. I'm in the trance. So trancers just are in it. We're just in it. We're in the zone. We're in that trancing.
Okay, so let me ask you, if you're in the zone, then when you're with somebody, do you then get like vibes, or you get, a feeling of what is going on within that person? How does that work?
Always.
Okay.
Yeah. Even when I was little, I could pick up on. Kids are very good at picking up on the vibes. Animals are the same way, and so it's a very good question. Yeah, and I think all of us have that in us. What's different about being a medium or a psychic is that sometimes they use tarot cards, or they'll use a pendulum, or a medium is really good. Some people do names. Some people do. Everybody has their own really beautiful gifts, and sort of like with me, when I have someone come in my office or I do a Skype session, I even go in deeper. So like I sometimes will go even deeper into a trance channel.
Okay. So do you have to see them to do it, or can you do it over the phone? Like you and I talking here, are you able to get vibes over the phone?
In the last 4 years, because I do open events, I do Skypes, I do office things, I do phone. I've started doing many things. I have many guides. I mostly work with archangels, and I work with my spirit guides, and I work with other people's spirit guides. And I really love helping people open up their spirit guides and their angels. I can do whatever the guides want to do, they'll do, and they'll guide me.
That's very interesting. I have gotten very fascinated. I'm very fascinated with it myself personally, on a personal level. And I have been able to meet some wonderful individuals who have gifts, that they've been able to, share with us here on the air, and within our shows, and be able to understand it more, because it's really about having the knowledge and being able to understand it. So let's talk a little bit about, and I know we've got a little, is there anything particular you want to share with regards to the channeling? Because I don't want to move too quickly on what you do. So we covered like the intuitive a little bit, and then the channeling. Is there anything that you want to share with regards to that before we move forward?
Oh, you mean on me finding things in people's bodies? Or?
Yeah, if there's anything that you want to share that you feel like you need to, because what I have found is those who have these particular gifts, there's something happens to them when they're on the show, and there's certain things that they feel like they have to share. And so I would just want to make sure that we're covering what you feel you need to share, with the audience. That's all.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think that what's important is that when you have a session with a medium or a psychic or a medical medium like I am, is just to always be really open to listening to what the information we give you. Because a lot of times when I do a mediumship reading on your health, I go super fast and I go into every single little thing, and sometimes people will forget what they've had happen to them. I go back many years, and sometimes I'll read things and people will be like, oh, I didn't know that. I had a root canal that did happen, and then that is why I actually got my immune system got super low in 2005, and then I do remember that. So sometimes I get an email like later on going, "Oh my God, that is when I got the breast cancer," because my immune system broke down, and then I did have a lot of dental work happen, and I am drinking water out of plastic. And then so when I do the scanning in my mediumship reads, they're so meticulous, my guides, and so sometimes people, when they have readings with super unbelievable mediums, they'll sometimes be like, no, in denial, and then later they'll go, oh my God, that is happening. So just advice is that be super open, because we're really here to help you and communicate to the best of our ability to the energy of love and trying to help you. And a lot of people are really open right now and getting really great information.
Right. Especially at this time, we need that. And it's just like we need that help, but we also need that security that someone kind of knows, that it's that
Absolutely.
knowing. Yeah. So it's very important at this time, what we're going through with the COVID. Now, let's talk a little bit about the surgical hands-on healer. So you're a surgical hands-on healer. So what the heck is that? What is that? Do you come into the operating room with us?
that is so unbelievably, cool. At the same time, it really throws me for a loop at the same time, because I had no idea that was going to happen to me ever in this lifetime, and still I'm wrapping my hands around and my mind around that whole thing, because that took me to another level in my whole being. That's something that's totally takes me over. So after I do the mediumship and I read every single thing, and that to me seems more normal,
right?
Then all of a sudden I get this voice that says, go to the area and now heal them. And I'm like, okay. So I hear this voice, right? And it's a very soft, loving voice. It's a feminine voice. And I see the Virgin Mary. Okay, so it's very interesting. Some people are like, you see Jesus, don't you? And I'm like, no, I see the Virgin Mary. So, and some people don't even ask me, what do you see? So I do see the Virgin Mary, and it's very beautiful. And I put my hand on the area when people are in person. When it's Skype, I see Virgin Mary, and I put the energy field of the feminine divine on the person through the screen. And it's hard for me not to cry. I get very emotional. And even if I'm out at an expo, and I put my hand on the area, and I'm not joking, this is incredible. Within a few seconds, poof, if it's a lump or, something that's soluble there, more than likely, if we're both together in unity and we're praying or chanting or saying anything lovely, it just will poof, gone. And this is really interesting too, because I never knew who Edgar Cayce was. The more I read about him, he's a super cool healer. But he spoke about this was going to happen, that we would gather together and we would pray and we would vibrate the energy of love, and we would have quantum healing, light touch healing. And even Deepak Chopra has a book about it. And the frequencies of negative energies would fly off of us. And sure, that's Jesus did it, and it's happening again.
Yeah. I truly believe in this. I have a wonderful friend, Janet Tatum, who does prayer counseling, and she does hands-on prayer counseling. And she's absolutely, I think, very much like what you're saying, and she's absolutely marvelous. And I took her course that she had. She has a course that she does, because I found it very, very interesting. And also because I have intuitive skills somewhat, and I have where I can feel other people's pain, so when I do coaching for divorce coaching or whatever, relationship coaching, I can feel that pain that they're going through. And so I've took her course to try to help calm that feeling, to be able to contain it and to be able to understand it. And so I totally get what you're saying here. And I really admire you for tapping into a gift that you've been given. And so that's wonderful. Now, do you teach others to do this too?
I just, I just started right before the COVID happened. I started to do a little bit at the Expo and a little bit at the Unitarian Church. And I have a book coming out next year in the fall called Awakening to the Fifth Dimension. And a lot of this is starting to touch on exercises that I'm going to be teaching and things like that. And then I'm going to be doing more of that. I love teaching and showing people how to put their hands and doing the surgical hands-on teaching. I did a class at the Rama Institute. We were packed there. People loved it. To show you how to go into the areas of a person's body and activate your hands. And I do eye activations. And in my Skypes, I do a lot of forgiveness prayers, and I do a lot of chakra healing. And people feel really free. And I like to help people free themselves of people that have an attachment where they feel like they've been harmed by somebody and they want to free themselves and forgive them. And then I teach them how to go into their body and heal the area that they've been injured. And I can do that through Skype.
Very good. Yeah, because there's a lot going on in this world here today. And so for us to, as individuals, to be able to heal ourselves and to be able to move forward in our lives, it can be quite daunting. So it's nice to have someone as a partner to help walk us through some of those difficulties, for sure.
You're right. And a lot of it is, a lot of things that we get is through emotional trauma. So in order to heal our physical, we need to heal our emotional. So I do a lot of that in my Skype sessions. Like after I do the medical scan, I'll go in and start doing the emotional healing. And I do that with calling in a lot of the feminine divine energy through people's bodies and through the Mother Mary praying and healing. I do a lot of chakra healing. And in the office, it's a little different, but through the Skype, I do a lot of Skyping around the world right now.
Okay. So that's great information. If anyone out there listening, if you have any questions or anything like that, all you have to do is just go to the comments area and post a comment. Depending on what platform you're on, you're able to do that. I'm sorry, I was going to give you my number that you could call in, but you can't because Kimberly's on the phone, so you're not going to be able to do that. But if you want to send a comment, that if she can't answer it now, she can circle back maybe to you at another time and answer it. But I think it's important. Let's just take a quick break so that we have a moment of silence on our program here today, because what we do then is we distribute it to our radio station, and then of course they have their advertisements and sponsors that they insert. So what we're going to do is just take a moment of silence, just so you guys know where you're listening to. You're listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the Author's Corner. Meet the author. I am Cece Schatz, the doyen of relationship building. Our website is goingsolomedia.com. You can find all of our wonderful shows right there. Also on Facebook and on YouTube. So we hope that you'll join us wherever it's comfortable for you. We're just going to take a moment of silence, and then we'll be right back with our wonderful guest here today, Kimberly Meredith. Just one moment. All right. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us. Again, you're on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. We're a radio, TV, and a podcast station. We are the #1 internet singles talk network. And we want to thank you so much for listening to us, supporting us. And, these great guests that we have on, supporting them. It's just an awesome thing today. We had some glitches, so we're not able to bring our wonderful guest here on the video part, but she is here on the phone with us. Hello, Kimberly. Hi. So we're back. Yeah, so we're back here with you. We have Kimberly Meredith. She's a medical intuitive trance channeler, a surgical hands-on healer, and a spiritual teacher. And so we've been talking with her the first part of the show a little bit about her journey. So if you missed it, you want to go back and listen to the rebroadcast, it's there for you, either on our website or on YouTube or Facebook. But she talked a little bit about her journey and some tragic a situation that happened to her that was an awakening for her own spiritual blessings, I would say, her gifts. And so let's talk a little bit more, Kimberly, about these type of gifts that you have. So I know that there's like the 4 different type, right? So it's like audio and all of these other different that you have, like the knowing, what is it? The knowing, the audio, the what are they? I have them up here. So just in case, so I could clairvoyance, it's the clairvoyance and clairsenses and clairaudience, and I think the last one was claircognizance. So do you have like all of these? Is that what we're sensing here?
I do, but I think I have other things going on too, because I do a lot of counting and blinking and going into other things. I have so many different guides and so many different medical team there that's super picky, and so I'm kind of a little unusual in that aspect. And then I have a situation where we like to be very dimensional. So I like people to I do have all that, and I do that with mediumship, but I do like to teach people to go into the dimension of the 5th dimension. There's many dimensions, but I like people to understand that we're multidimensional. And so I'm very much a teacher of, so when I had my near-death experience, I also experienced in that experience, which I don't talk about a lot publicly, a real big shift in the NDE, which means I wasn't Kimberly anymore. I came out in the new experience, and in that, as a teacher, to help awaken people to a new frequency, a new dimension. So in order for you to be healed in this life organically, you really have to move into understanding that you are multidimensional, and you can be in a higher frequency, a 5th dimensional frequency. And people can look up more today about what the 5th dimension is. It's a dimension that Jesus even spoke about in the Bible. It's not a religion. And so when I talk about when I lay hands on people, and many people do Reiki, they do light touch, they do quantum, they tap into the angelic frequency, they tap into the spirit. It's not the 3rd dimension. 3rd dimension right now that we see all the suffering and all the anger and fear, that's a 3rd dimensional frequency. It's when you feel really dense, like you said, when you're touching into someone's vibe, and you feel like the anger, that's a low, dense 3rd dimensional frequency. So when you hear like the 5th dimension, that dimension, the Harry Potter dimension, like the magical dimension of God, the love, that's the dimension you want to be in so you can be healed. I feel that everyone can have healing. Everyone can have the invoking of the Holy Spirit through their body, but you have to be ready. You have to feel free. You have to know that you're a child of God, and God is love.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah, it's amazing because I've experienced some things myself that took me a little bit by surprise. And like I mentioned to you, there was this one gentleman that, and my friend kept telling me that I had this ability, which I didn't really understand. And so, but it really came full circle for me that this one gentleman who seemed like he was absolutely fine. And then, but then I started, the closer I got to him, I started feeling uneasy. And then we were talking and I just touched his arm and it's like an electrical shock went through my body. I mean, it was totally, and then I found out later on as I started, because I'm like, what's going on here? And so as I started talking to him, I realized the deep pain that he was in. And so I really do believe that, we do have these abilities, and it's just it's so fascinating for me. And I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and talking to us about it so freely. to encourage other people to really tune in to the abilities that they might very well have. And I believe that we all have it. We're all gifted. We're all wonderful, beautiful human beings. And so, if we can make ourselves better, that's what we want to do. Absolutely. So tell me a little bit more, Kimberly, about the, when you do the hands-on, so you're able to actually heal for, could you heal a broken bone?
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm not doing things. The energy is the divine God. Mm-hmm. You have to be accepting the healing. And
are we losing you? Hello, can you hear us? Oh, shoot. Hello? And she is calling from California too, so that you guys know. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay, because we love.
I was saying anybody can have a profound healing. It's possible for anyone to experience a healing. Mm-hmm. It's not me that's doing it. I am an agent for the Holy Spirit. I'm an agent for God. I am just a conduit for the divine. Mm-hmm. And you are open if you believe. And this is something that I didn't come up with. This has been going on way before I was ever here. So basically, I believe that anybody, our whole world is being pushed to right now awaken to an ascension, to an awakening. I do this not one day a week. I do this 6 days a week. I've been doing this for 4 years. And I've probably been chosen, just like many people are chosen, to do their birthright work. Mm-hmm. I feel that all of us are here to witness this beautiful example of the beautiful awakening. And it's a wonderful time to be alive right now in history, mm-hmm. and to receive the energy of God. I was raised Jewish, and my mother was Italian Catholic, and we didn't do a lot of praying in our home, and mm-hmm. I didn't do a lot of religious, we went to temple on Friday, and I would walk myself to church as a little kid, but now I pray 6 hours a day or more with people. And when someone is healed, I bow down to the Holy One. And I think our country has lost the respect to even say the word God. Mm-hmm. We took the flag out of the classroom. And I think that it's a shame that when we look at our bodies, I'd say probably 80% of the clients that come into my office, their left side of their body is off balance, which is the thyroid on the left side, the heart on the left side, everything on the left side. If you ask me, what's the left side of your body? Mm-hmm. The left side is the feminine divine goddess side of the body. The mm-hmm. right side is your masculine side, which is really sad, mm-hmm. because most women are walking around struggling to speak out. They're struggling because they can't be the beautiful feminine divine goddess that they want to be. They have to constantly force the masculine side of themselves because the world is forced to be masculine right now. Mm-hmm. And this is the truth. And we need to bring back the beautiful divine goddess, loving kindness in our country.
Mm-hmm. Well, and not only in our country, but within our being. And so also,
we have to start mm-hmm. within our being, mm-hmm. and honor our bodies, mm-hmm. and honor and balance our body, and be kind to ourselves. And that starts with honoring the energy frequency of the Holy One, and then honoring and balancing both sides of our body. Mm-hmm. But once we balance our bodies, then we balance our system, and then it trickles mm-hmm. out to our universe.
Right.
And also understanding that our water isn't healthy, a food we're eating isn't healthy. And so this is what I teach. I teach a lot about a lot of stuff in my sessions. My website's healingtrilogy.com.
Here we have.
So,
we have it up here. Let me put it up.
A lot of stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
And basically, it's really important that our energy is balanced, and we speak from the feminine, the feminine divine, but also it's important to have a balance to our system.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. So we're going to have to close out the show here in just a couple minutes. What could you share with our audience if they want to start maybe changing their lives, creating a shift in their lives? Is there like one or two things that you could think of that they could start doing?
Well, I don't like to change people really, but I think a good thing to do, that's a good thing to ask is I think every day it's a really good thing to have a routine of like making sure you take a good vitamin right now, especially what's going on in the world. Always make sure you have a good vitamin D, good multivitamin, something that doesn't have any dye in it. You know, I love Solgar multivitamins. A good probiotic, you know, you want to make sure you're having a good water, nothing with plastic. You want to make sure you do 5 minutes of meditation, something that, you know, you sit alone and connect to the Holy One, connect to your God frequency, you know, really, really make sure you're doing something of service. You know, the spirit and the angels and your guides love when you are speaking to them, love when you are giving to others. When you give to others, the energy gives back to you. Oh,
I agree with that. Totally agree with that. That's wonderful. And you know, it is true. The more you give to the universe or to others, it comes back to you tenfold, you know, and you do it selflessly. It's absolutely the best way to do it. So I've got your website up here and your email. We have it, Kimberly. Oh, and I think I misspelled it. It's Meredith. Sorry, guys. I just realized I misspelled it. Let's see if I can fix it real quick here. I must have been Russian.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, it's better to, if you want to reach me, just to go to my website and not my phone.
Okay.
Just to go to the Kimberly, the healing trilogy. I forgot. Yeah. The healing trilogy.
We've got that here. So thehealingtrilogy.com. So please, and want to make sure we say that. So when we go to audio, it's ThehealingTrilogy.com. Okay. So you guys have it. So when we go to audio. Well, you know, you're a real trooper, and thank you so much for joining us, you know, calling us. And I mean, like I said, our audience is beautiful. They don't care. They're really into the information. They want, you know, they want, and they need, and they hunger for good information for them to be able to, you know, create shifts in their lives. And like for you, I agree with the change. You know, we don't always want change, but we do want to create shifts. And as we're moving forward in different areas in our lives, we do want to create those positive, meaningful shifts. And so y'all, if you're interested, you can reach out to Kimberly. Now, do you have a book on Amazon? Do you have I think you do.
I do right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I have a book on Amazon, Top 21 Tips for Protection, and I have it on my website also. It's a free PDF, and you can also buy the book on Amazon, which is the audio, which helps us support our ministry. We're a nonprofit organization. We do a lot of events. This weekend we're doing one with the nominated Grammy Award Stephen Halpern.
Yeah, and, great.
He's a really cool musician, and we did an album called Awakening, Angel Awakening. I can't talk. And it's gonna be really fun. And we do a free donation, a monthly Mother Mary event, and I try to keep all my events very reasonable for people so they can have healings on my webinars, and really would love for everybody to come over and sign up on our newsletter so you can be contacted. I'm doing one in January. I don't know if you know the medium celebrity Thomas John.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we do events together. He's super amazing. And but this weekend should be really beautiful with Stephen Halpern. Yeah. And I'm just really all about serving everybody and helping everybody and awaken people right now to the best health and the best emotional being, and just really, really want everybody to feel safe right now and not go into fear.
Well, and unite in a positive way. I think that it's
Absolutely.
very, very important. Very important right now. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We so enjoyed it. And again, we have your information right there. So it's thehealingtrilogy.com. So please, go in and seek her that way. It's all on our website and everything too. So it's all good. But thank you very much. And being a trooper about this and calling in when we couldn't get in. I actually had to move from my office into my dining room because the electrical stuff kept going. My lights were blinking and things were going crazy. So yeah. So I don't know what's in the atmosphere, but it's all good. All good. Oh, we do have a comment here.
And you're such an angel. God bless you for having me. And we made it happen.
Yes. Okay. Well, I know that it is hard to hear, and I do apologize for that. So come back and listen to it on the radio station, WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. It's an internet radio station. We will edit this, make the volume appropriately so that you can hear it. And we hope that you'll enjoy the show. So thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate all of that you've given us here today. And it's just been a joy to meet you. And if we can help you with anything in the future, please let us know. Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right.
You're
Bye. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Wow. Isn't that pretty great? I mean, here she couldn't even get on. She was trying to get on the platform and she wasn't able to do it, but she didn't give up, right? So she called in and we were able to connect her on the microphone. So I hope that you guys could hear it. We were trying really hard to be able to bring the information to you. And actually, I probably should have done a test with you guys to make sure that you could hear her all right. So I do apologize for that. So we will try to edit it and bring it forward to you so that you can hear it a little bit better. So you guys are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the Author Corner. Meet the Author. I am your host, CC Schatz, the doyen of relationship building. You can find all of our information right there on the goingsolomedia.com. If you want to know a little bit more about what we do, all you have to do is Going Solo Network at goingsoloNetwork.com. We have all of our information there. We've got a lot of exciting things that are going to be happening before the end of this year, and we can't wait for you guys to see all of that. We are really building. We're really rocking. We've got a great listenership. We want to thank you guys for being so supportive, for being so helpful, and for sharing with others. So please share this video, share all of our other videos if you like them. Make sure other people know that they're there available to them, because we really do want to help people move through, create a positive shift in their life to get them to where they need to go. And that's what it's all about. Connecting with those that you love, being able to really embrace your life and have all the goodness. So anyhow, I am CC Schatz. I will see you a little bit later on. We've got some more shows coming up. We've got one at 4:00 Eastern time. We've got a wonderful The Perfect Catch. You don't want to miss that one with Christine and with Barry Selby. That's going to be a really cool one. And then we're kind of taking it a little bit easy because we've got the presidential stuff going on. And so then we're going to be back later on tonight around 10 o'clock with Arnie Fonseca Jr. and then also Mr. Twice. He always knows, thinking it twice. You don't want to be doing that. So you want to listen to him. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. You guys are really pretty awesome. You rock, and we love you. So I'll catch you later. Bye for now.